All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to another webinar series. Today, we're looking at how to be seen, heard, and valued at work. How to be seen, heard, and valued at work. This particular conversation is designed for people in the workplace. You work in the workplace, you're an employee, you are in the corporate world. This is actually designed for you today. So you want your friends, your teammates, your bestie, and everyone, you want them to be in this meeting. Feel free to copy the link and share with them, share with the office WhatsApp group, since this is a workplace conversation and it will enhance our workplace effectiveness and performance. So it's good you just share with every one of them. If you're meeting me for the first time, once again, we're looking at how to be seen, heard, and valued at work. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Dr. Shogo. I'm a peak performance coach, a personal trainer, a corporate trainer. I've consulted for organizations in the banking sector, oil and gas, aviation, shipping, telecoms, just to name a few. Workplace effectiveness, human capacity development. I'm a member of Forbes Coaches Council, which is a global platform for internationally recognized coaches around the world. I serve as personal advisor to high net worth individuals, captains of industries, and anyone looking to scale up at a personal level. I'm a conference speaker. I've spoken in over 15 countries and still counting. I'm a life and business strategist. I've consulted for over 500 small businesses across Africa. I live in Lagos, Nigeria, but currently I'm in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Media mentions. My thoughts have been profiled on Forbes magazine. I've been profiled on Forbes magazine, Tribune newspaper, Channels TV, Kenya Television Network, Botswana TV, Botswana Radio, Mjini Radio, NTA, The Sun, The Guardian, TVC, Vanguard, just to mention few. And right away, I want to start this conversation with workplace visibility gap. The truth is that whether we're aware of it or not, there's some sort of visibility gap in most employees in their workplace. And what I want to try to show us is that being great is not always enough at work. Being great is not always enough at work. I'm not going to say right, but when you feel there's something important that you need to write, it's better to document it so that you can always have time to make a reference to it. And I want to start with a simple question just to juggle us. That have you ever worked so hard on a project at work? You spent late nights, you burnt your resources, and you got brilliant result, only for someone else to get the credit, only for someone else to get promoted. Think about it. I'm sure that it has happened to maybe 1, 2, or 3 of us in this room. Or maybe someone, you have been described that, oh, you're the best kept secret of this organization. And yet, you don't see the benefit of being the best kept secret. You're not alone. So let's quickly look at why great work is not enough at work. Great work alone is not enough at work. A lot of professionals, they believe that if I work hard, and do excellent work, I will be recognized. That sounds fair, right? But you know what? In reality, performance doesn't always equal recognition. Let me say that again. Performance doesn't always equal recognition. There's a 2021 report by McKinsey. It says that top talent often goes unrecognized due to poor visibility, lack of self-promotion, and unclear value communication. I'll say that again. Top talent in most organizations often goes unrecognized because of poor visibility, lack of self-promotion, and unclear value communication. And even more revealing, the other day I was researching, and there's also a report by Harvard Business Review. You know what they found out? They found out that people who actively promote their work and communicate their achievement are 32% more likely to be considered for leadership roles, even when others outperform them in results. So it is very important that as employees or as an individual in the workplace, you need to learn to blow your trumpet without necessarily appearing that you're blowing your trumpet. Let me share with you common reasons why people feel overlooked at work. Common reasons people feel overlooked. And I'm going to break it down. Number one, they focus on doing the work and not showing the work. They focus on only doing the work and not showing the work. I mean, they assume that my HOD will notice. They assume that my colleagues will talk about me and give me the recommendation that I need if they ask them. But you know, one truth in the workplace is that leaders are busy. Leaders are distracted. And a lot of times, leaders are focused on what is loud and not what is quiet. So keeping quiet about the good work you are doing in the workplace is not wisdom. I want you to write this down. If you don't advocate for your value, people will write their own version of your worth. Did you capture that? If you don't advocate for your value, people will write their own version of your worth. Remember that we're looking at common reasons people feel overlooked. And number one, I said they focus only on doing the work and not showing the work. So it is not enough for you to do good work. You need to show the work, else someone else might be taking your credit. Number two, they shy away from speaking up in meetings. I think in about 2 of our webinars, I've talked about this. You're in a meeting, contribute. Don't just be a chair or bench warmer. People shy away from speaking up in meetings, and that way you can't be identified, you can't be discovered, the light you carry cannot be found. Sometimes people are afraid that, oh, I don't want to be wrong, or you are worried as being perceived as being forward or too arrogant. So you decide to stay silent while others that contribute even less than you contribute in the whole picture of the game, they are seen as engaged and they are considered for leadership material. I want you to know that visibility is not about volume, it is about intentional presence. You might want to write that down. Visibility, and visibility in this context, being seen at work, being noticed at work, is not about noise. It's not about the volume of your noise, but it is about intentional presence. This is very important. Number three, they are missing from key networks. They are missing from key networks. when it comes to succeeding in the workplace, in the marketplace, guys, success at work is 50% performance and 50% perception. I want you to write that down. 50% performance, 50% perception. Of course, most of us must have heard something called office politics. Yes, you need to learn how to play it. You need to learn how to play that office politics. Don't shy away from it. Don't be religious from it. If not, you will not be known. You will not be promoted. You will not be recognized. You will not get the icing on the cake. So if you're doing great work and it is only your direct supervisor that knows about it, then your visibility is limited. Your visibility is limited. So you need, in the workplace, you need 3 people. I might not be able to break it down in full. In the workplace, you need 3 people. Listen to me very well. You need sponsors, you need allies, and you need advocates. You need sponsors, you need allies, and you need advocates, not just in your department, across department. If only one person knows how good you are, then your influence is limited. Your influence is capped. So I said they are missing from key networks. I can't remember the title of the webinar we had last week, and I was sharing with you, if you're someone that you go for a boardroom meeting or you go for staff meeting, immediately the meeting is done, you are one of the first person to carry your folder, your notepad, you are back to your desk. You're not waiting to hang out with people to exchange banters. I mean, it is in such meetings where everybody have gathered that you get time, an opportunity to mix with leaders and colleagues from different departments. Then all you do is just rush away. You go back to your cubicle or you go back to your desk. You are undoing yourself. So you are missing from key networks. So this is very important. You can be talented and not unseen. In the workplace, you can be talented, but you are not seen by the relevant people. I remember one of my guys that I coached, Chika. Chika was the quiet star of the team. Chika was a financial analyst, and she had saved a company in Lagos about 25 million naira just by spotting a budgeting error. But she didn't speak about it. Guess what? Her boss took the credit in a leadership meeting. She did not get a bonus. She did not get a promotion. So she got burned out. Why? Because she thought her work would speak for itself. But the work did not speak for itself. Then one of her friends that had a coaching session with me recommended that she speak with me. So we created a visibility strategy at work. So she started presenting her own report, and she proactively shared her success matrix in monthly review emails. Within 6 months, guess what? She was on a promotion list and she got promoted. Mr. Tunde was a consistent guy at work, but invisible. Tunde will show up early. He delivered excellent results. He never complained. But during a performance review, guess what his manager said to him? It told me that his manager said, you are reliable, but I'm not sure you have grown. Why? Because he had not documented or communicated his evolving skill set. He had not aligned his effort with the company's goal. And the moment he started linking his project to business outcomes and contributing in cross-functional meetings, his value became visible. What am I trying to say with everything I have shared so far and the stories from my client I have shared with you? The bottom line is that being good at your job is important, but being seen good. I wanted to write this down. Being good at your job is important, but being seen, being good at your job, that is the game changer. So being good at your job is important, but being seen, being good at your job, that is the game changer. So I want this to sink in for everyone listening to me right now. You are not just an employee, you are a brand within a brand. And brands must be visible in order for them to be valuable. Let me say that again. You are not just an employee, you are a brand within a brand, and brands must be visible in order for them to be valuable. So let's look at the first segment of the conversation, being seen. So when we look at being seen now, be seen, you can call it be seen. That is, at the workplace, you need to master strategic visibility, because excellence without exposure is often ignored. Excellence without exposure is often ignored. I need to be real with you. A lot of us grew up with the mindset we grew up with the mindset of just do your work well and people will notice. I came to announce to you today that that is old syllabus, because in 21st century, people are too busy to notice. Your boss, your team lead, your HR, all of them, their hands are full. They're juggling a million things. So if you don't take ownership of your visibility, someone else will fill that space. They will fill that space with their voice. They will fill that space with their ideas. They will fill that space with their presence. So let's talk about how you can be seen in the right way. Now, there are two parallels I want to show us in the workplace. We need to clarify attention seeking versus strategic visibility. So you might want to write that down. Attention seeking versus strategic visibility. So I'm not talking about you being a loud person. I'm not talking about you becoming a spotlight chasing show off. No, there's a big difference between being strategic and being dramatic. I'm not talking about drama here. So let's look at attention seeking. You can draw two columns. So one has attention seeking, the other one has strategic visibility. I told you that in our conversations we write. For people that show up every time, they're familiar with that. So when you look at attention seeking, under attention seeking brags constantly. But when it comes to strategic visibility, you share impact. You share impact thoughtfully. Attention seeking dominates every meeting, but strategic visibility is contributing meaningfully. Under attention seeking, that will be number 3 now. They crave for validation, but strategic visibility, you focus on influence and result. And the last but not the least, of course, there are many, but I just limited it to 4. Attention seeking says, look at me. But strategic visibility says, here is how I have helped. So let me recap it so you can get the 4 points. Under attention seeking, we have brags constantly as number 1, dominate every meeting as number 2, craves for validation as number 3, says, look at me as number 4. Under strategic visibility, we have share impact thoughtfully as number 1, contribute meaningfully as number 2, focuses on influence and results as number 3, says, here is how I helped as number 4. The key truth I want to share with us is that strategic visibility is about positioning your value where it matters, not just everywhere, but within the right places and to the right people. The question you might be asking is that, oh, Doc, how can I increase my visibility without bragging? How can I increase my visibility in the workplace without bragging? And I'm going to give you 3 moves that you can make this week. Good enough for us. Today is Monday, right? So we have 7 days. So I'm going to give you 3 moves you can make this week. Number 1, volunteer for high impact task. Volunteer for high impact task. So let's say there's a new project or a new initiative in your workplace, in your organization, in the company you work. For example, maybe you're planning a mid-year review, you're managing a department audit, or you're improving a workflow. Most people run away from stuff like this. But in your own case, if you are smart, you can step forward strategically. And the reason this works is because these are high visibility tasks that usually involve decision makers, cross-department collaboration, or measurable outcomes. So a practical step you can take next time, maybe your team lead asks something like, who can handle this? You want to volunteer, especially if the project, the task, or the assignment, they are tied to your organizational goal or company's goal. I'll tell you the story of Ada that noticed that her company's onboarding process was a bit clunky. So she proposed a revamp and offered to lead the task force. That one project got her in meetings with senior managers. She was able to showcase her leadership skills, and it earned her a reputation as a solution provider. You know, there's a mindset in the workplace called solution-oriented mindset. However, you can't have that solution-oriented mindset or ownership mindset if you see your work as just a place you are going to just receive salary. Remember, I'm sharing with you 3 practical ways that you can increase visibility, and I'm sharing 3 moves. So I said, number 1, volunteer for high impact task. Number 2, build cross-functional relationships. Build cross-functional relationship. Some of us went to university, but the university did not go through us. What do I mean? From your first year in university till your graduating year, the only friends you had were friends in your department. So in real life now, you don't have university mates that are lawyers that you can leverage on. You don't have friends that were accountants because you never mixed. Let me tell you, in the workplace, your value increases the moment more people know you add value. So don't just stay boxed in within your department. Don't just stay boxed in within your unit. Connect with people across teams. And I will share with you 3 steps you can take. Number 1, join a committee or working group that involves other departments. Number 2, invite a colleague from another unit for a 15-minute, 10 minutes coffee chat. It works. And number 3, learn to comment or contribute to shared workplaces or group threads. For some of you in your workplace, you have a WhatsApp group that has everybody, irrespective of the department. You don't talk in the group. You don't contribute. Even as neutral or as unimportant banters are, share banter, engage in the banter, engage with it meaningfully, drop something meaningful. The leaders, they are watching. Number 3, showcase your wins at work without sounding boastful. And I shared with us earlier on in one of the webinars that learn to share fact, not fluffs. Share fact. A lot of people shy away from self-promotion at work because they don't want to look arrogant. But you need to learn a way you can do it with class. So for example, you can start a monthly value update email to your boss or to your team. You can say, oh, hi manager, here is a quick update on my key task this month. I was able to resolve 6 client issues. I reduced churn by 12%. I improved delivery time by 20% through the new process I created. I supported team transition to a new tool successfully. and I'm looking forward to more wins next month. So this is not bragging. This is business reporting. So learn to link your work or the task you have crushed. Learn to link it to company goals or metrics. Use numbers, not just adjective. This is very important. Now, I will give you won't find this anywhere. I'll give you this tip. I call it a visibility tool action map. With this, you can build your own personal visibility action map. So number one, list your key projects. What are you working on that has real value at work? Number two, identify the stakeholders. So who needs to know you are doing this work? Not just your boss, immediate boss. Think on a broader level. Then number three, choose your visibility channels. Choose your visibility channels. Where can you show up intentionally? I'll give you examples of where you can show up intentionally. Weekly meetings, you can show up intentionally. Stop attending weekly meetings casually. Either it is physical or virtual. Don't attend it casually. Internet newsletter, one-on-one check-ins, department presentations. All these are opportunities and platforms. For some of you, you block all your friends, all your colleagues at work. You block them from your LinkedIn. You block them from your Facebook. You can actually, those are platforms and channels that you can use to promote your work at work, and they get to recognize you. You know, I keep saying it when I'm in when I host webinars like this. And when I say webinars like this, I mean the webinars we have been hosting back to back. If you have been attending, you will notice from time to time, I will tell you, I'm not a motivational speaker. My LinkedIn, I added my CEO when I was an employee. I added my CEO. I added all the decision makers that are not even in my unit. And when I write about my work. I write about how the leadership has been good. And you know, it's amazing. I got discovered though. I got noticed that way. So there are some of these lessons that you will not read on Google. Marsha, I believe I've answered that question when I gave that example. So, guys, you have to be strategic. Plan one visibility move per week. Small actions, big result. Small actions, big result. Small actions, big result. That is very important. Don't be random at work. If you appear at work casually, you will always end up as a casualty. Yes. So be intentional, be deliberate, and be conscious. This is one way to rise to the top at work. So you don't need to shout to be seen, but you need to just show up. So be consistent, be intentional, like I said, and most importantly, be known for your value, not just your work. So let's look at number 2 part of the discussion, be heard. We have looked at be seen. So let's look at be heard. And when I talk about be heard, it's about building a strong voice at work. You want to speak so that people listen. You show up like you belong. So I'm going to ask you this question. Have you ever been in a meeting and you had this great idea, but you did not say it? So you're in a staff meeting or you're in a weekly meeting, maybe there was a quick brainstorming question and the idea came or a suggestion came, but you did not say it. But guess what? Someone else says that same idea in your mind, in your heart, 10 minutes later, and everybody started clapping for the person. Ah, the thing will pain you. You feel there's this sinking feeling you feel, right? And this is what happens when you have value, but you don't use your voice. Two V's, value, voice. So it's not enough to have value. You have to lend voice to your value, or you have to give voice to your value. So being visible is important. Yes, we have looked at being visible, but being heard, this is how influence begins. Being heard, this is how influence begins at workplace. So the question is, how do I speak up with confidence? Even when you are the only one in the room. How do I speak up with confidence, even if you're the only one in the room? Now, let me tell you something. It's okay to feel nervous. Every one of us, we need some element of nervousness for performance. Sometimes you look at it, oh, I'm the only woman in the room. Sometimes you look at it, I'm the only man in the room. Sometimes you look at it, I'm the youngest person in the room. Or sometimes you're the only Black person in the room. But one thing I want to drive home into your brain today is that you are not in that room by mistake. So stop being nervous. You're not in that room by mistake. You were invited to the table for a reason. And guess what? If you don't speak up, that room will lose the value you bring. If you don't speak up, the room will lose the value you bring. So let's look at techniques that you can use to build your voice at work. Number one, use power language. That's technique one. Use power language. The words we use at workplace, they carry weight. So many people, for example, they shrink their authority by using unsure, vague, and apologetic language. So we're going to look at the difference now. So quickly, two tables. Let's draw two tables. Timid language, then on the other side, power language. So timid language on one side, then power language on the other side. So let's look at timid language. So timid language, I'm going to give 4, then we'll go to power language. So timid language, you say, number one, you say something like, I'm not sure if this makes sense, but you're already shooting yourself with, I'm not sure if this makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, don't say it. Or you say something like, I was just thinking maybe. All these are timid language at work. And because you see the leaders in your organizations, different organizations you belong, they've come for executive presence class, they know these things. So when they are spotting for new leaders, they know what they are looking for. This might be a silly idea, but I want to suggest that is a timid language. But let's look at power language. You know, I gave 3 timid language or languages. So let's look at power language. So for the, I'm not sure this makes sense, but you can rather say something like, here's an idea we can consider. That's a power statement. Here is an idea we can consider. I was just thinking maybe. You can rephrase it as, so a power language will be, I believe we should explore this. Then this might be a silly idea. You can replace it with, what if we tried a different approach? So my idea that I'm suggesting to you is that before your next meeting, you need to prepare 2 to 3 statements using confident, direct language. Practice saying them out loud. Do you even know that sometimes, even in our everyday conversation with our colleagues, our friends at work, over coffee, at lunch, we keep using timid languages? So it's not just at work, in life generally. You want people to do business with you. You want powerful people to gravitate to you. Then learn to use power languages. So instead of saying, I have a small suggestion, you can say something like, here's a strategy that can improve our client experience. That is more powerful. So technique 2. So technique 1 that I shared with you is learn to use power language. Technique 2 is don't apologize for having ideas, especially women. So women, younger professionals, you have been conditioned to soften your contributions, your boss. So you over apologize unconsciously. You second guess yourself. You start statement with I'm sorry. But let's pause and ask, sorry for what, actually? So is it sorry for thinking? You are sorry for, or you are sorry for contributing? No. Stop apologizing for having ideas. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You just have to speak with intention. So try to catch yourself when you use apology language. Then you reframe it. So for example, don't say I'm sorry, but I think. You can say something like, I want to quickly add something, or I would like to add something. I would like to make a suggestion. Number 3, remember we're looking at 3 techniques to build your voice at work. Number 1 is use power language. Number 2 is don't apologize for having ideas. Number 3 is be solution oriented. Number 3, be solution oriented. Of course, anyone can spot a problem. As a matter of fact, we're average human being, we're wired to spot problems. You criticize at work, you criticize people, so you spot a problem, but you know what? But leaders and people that are taken seriously at work are people that spot problems and they offer solutions. So let your voice be that one that moves things forward, not just pointing out flaws. As a matter of fact, my personal philosophy on criticism, you know, when we look at criticism, there's a constructive criticism or positive criticism and negative criticism. You criticize someone either in the workplace or in life generally, and the person is asking you, how can I do better? And you say, I don't know. Now you are just a killjoy. But a constructive one is you criticizing and creating a superior solution on how they can do it. And it's one of the reasons, it's one of the ways you can get noticed at work. So instead of saying this will not work, you want to say, oh, there's an improvement. Here's a potential improvement. What if we try this instead? So instead of you saying at work that, oh, this current process is frustrating and confusing, you want to say this process is slowing us down. I recommend we test these 3 simple versions that I have come up with, and let's measure the result. At least you are bringing something to the table. And you know what? In the workplace, is either you're on the table or you're on the menu. If you're on the table, you are making decisions, you are contributing, you are rigmaroling with the relevant authorities. If you're on the menu, you are the one receiving the stick. You are the one that they will hit. You are the one they will remove when they need to remove somebody. So are you on the table or on the menu in your organization? Think about it. I'm going to give us a mini exercise. Let's reframe a timid suggestion into a powerful statement. Rephrasing a timid suggestion into a powerful statement. So someone might say in a meeting, I don't know if this would work, but maybe we can consider a shorter version of the report. Now, let's reframe that particular statement into a confident, powerful statement. So we can say something, you can now say something like this: to improve efficiency, I suggest we explore a shorter version of the report that still meets compliance needs. That's solid. So I want you to also reflect in your life and think of one hesitant phrase that you have used before and reframe it. All right. So can we quickly do that exercise? So I want you to think of an hesitant phrase you normally use, maybe in the workplace, then rephrase it. Let me just read two or three in the chat room. So let's quickly engage. Let's quickly do that. All right, on that being heard, someone dropped a question in the chat box. Actually, Marsha. Marsha said, how can one be heard when they don't have positional authority? Some people are automatically heard because of position they hold. What if you don't hold such position authority? This is the reality of workplace. But you know what? One road does not lead to the market. And this is where emotional intelligence comes in. This is where understanding, rebuilding quality and meaningful relationships at work comes in. As low as a gateman is at work, he can influence something and he can influence decisions in the workplace. I know what I'm talking about because I'm a consultant and I've seen different scenarios that it was a low-level staff that brought in the idea. So you don't occupy a positional authority, but you are close to someone that occupies a positional authority. And because you have proven yourself as a wise person, a little suggestion, a little nod, you get it done. Not that you are instructing, not that you are commanding. So leadership is not about position. Don't forget that. Leadership majorly is about influence. And anybody can become an influence if you understand how to wield the sword. So yes, I agree. You might not have positional position, but you can still be heard. For example, when before I started doing my business, when I was doing a salary job, where I live, I was working on the island, but I live on the mainland in Lagos. But my boss also lives along my route. And I go home with my boss because of how I have developed my relationship with him. So I go home with him. I mean, he drops me along the route. I'm not the only one. He drops me off. And when we're in the car, he removes that boss shield and we converse, we talk. And there was an occasion I made a suggestion to him that, Oga, do you know that if you do so, 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 it will make you look good to the people? And he said, really? He argued first that that's not with the company policy. 3 weeks later, he effected what I told him. I did not have position. He had position. But I used my relationship. So a lot of times we don't even know how to use our relationships at work. So has anyone written anything in the chat room? I'm admitting more people. So we're looking at, I didn't lose my thought. So you need to practice your voice as well if you want to be heard. We're still talking about it. All right. Agnes is commenting on something here. Dr. Shogo, there are other companies where they can't believe in anything that women do or say. How to build the power of being, how do you build the power of being heard in that circumstance? Let me put on my camera so we can talk eyeball to eyeball. wisdom is better than power. A lot of times, women speak with emotions, not facts. Women, I'm talking about workplace now. As a woman, if you speak with fact, you speak with statistics, you speak with numbers, nobody can deny that. Because sometimes in the workplace, because they say women are emotional, sometimes women tend, if you have not worked on yourself as a woman, you can be impulsive at work. Meaning that you're saying the right thing, but at the wrong time. And remember that based on what she has said, I want to believe probably is a male-dominated organization. It will not go down well. Number two, you can't afford to be transactional with your male bosses. They will not hear you. You have to be relational. If you're too official, they will show you pepe. It's office politics. It is wisdom of life. Unfortunately, it is not written in any book. So you say it's work, this is work, they will frustrate you. But when you know how to bring out and harness your feminine power without being aggressive to a man, because we are egoistic and our egos are fragile as a man, whether at work or off work, you don't know how to massage it. My sister, if you can do everything I have said, when you tell them jump, they will ask you, how high do you want us to jump? So this is very important. I hope somebody gained value in that. So let's move on. So you need to practice. I said you need to practice your voice, presenting an idea. So record yourself presenting an idea, watch it back, listen to the tone of your voice, listen to the pace, listen to your words, then improve again and again. Let me tell you, confidence is built in private before it is expressed in public. Confidence is built in private before it is expressed in public. So you don't need to have a title to have a voice. That is back to what Marsha brought spotlight on. You don't need a title to have a voice. You need courage, you need clarity, and you need wisdom. So when you speak with purpose, people start paying attention, not just to your words, but to your leadership. So let's look at the be valued, which is the third part. Be seen, be heard, be valued at work. So you need to be able to demonstrate your impact. I want you to write this down. Your true worth is measured by the problems you solve, not just the task you complete. It's possible for you to complete a task, and yet the problem is still there. So your true worth is measured by the problems you solve at work, not just the task you complete. So you're doing your job well, and doing your job well is not the same thing as being valued. So a lot of competent professionals say things like, but I do everything they ask me to do. I meet my target. Why am I still being overlooked? They keep promoting people with less experience. Let me tell you the hard truth, scratch it. If people can't see or connect your work to a real business value, then your work is invisible. To be valued, you must go for to be valued, you need to go from being a doer to a difference maker. You make a difference. And I'm going to share with you 3 practical strategies for you to become a difference maker at work. Number 1, understand what your organization really values. A lot of us, we are working in organizations, we don't know what is important to that organization. So it's like you're climbing the ladder and you get to the top and you're realizing that you're on the wrong ladder of the organization, you're on the wrong fence of the organization. So every company has written values. things like excellence, things like innovation, things like teamwork. But you know what is most important? The unwritten values. The unwritten values. And guess what? These are the things that your leadership actually rewards. Unwritten values. So you want to ask yourself, what kind of employees get promoted here? What do leaders praise when we're in meetings? You want to consider, where does the company spend money and attention? 3 things to ask yourself. Number 1, what kind of employees get promoted? So if you see people getting promoted, look at, for example, you want to check their certifications, you want to check what kind of courses did they take, you want to check a lot of things about them, how they carry themselves, how they behave, who are they moving with. What do leaders praise in meetings? Of course. What do they commend? Then what do the company spend money on? I was doing my research. I stumbled on a Harvard Business Review 2020 specifically, and that review showed that in many high growth companies, employees who drive innovation and cross-functional collaboration, they get promoted 30% faster than those who only perform in silos, even if they have similar KPIs. So the assignment I'm going to give you is that you need to study the culture of your organization. You need to speak with high-performing colleagues. You need to attend town halls. You need to identify metrics that matters most. Then you align your work with those. Remember I said I will share with you 3 strategies to become a difference maker. So I said, number 1, understand your organization, what your organization really values. Then number 2, align your skills with business goals. Align your skills with business goals. And Chelsea is playing with you know, so align yourself with the business goals, align your skills with the business goals. Before talking about align your skills with business goals, I realized that I unconsciously closed my eyes while I was talking, and I did not even move my beautiful slides for you to see my slides. So for this, let's quickly look through the slides. Sorry, who is that? Please mute yourself. All right. So if you're joining us for the very first time, we have a conference coming up this Saturday. You don't want to miss it. Johari Rotana Hotel from Ideas to Execution Conference. Masha Kilewo will be speaking at the event, Blandina, Dr. Chris Maoki, and myself. A lot of people have ideas, but there's a disconnect between having an idea and executing the ideas. So the conference, it will be bursting with talks and strategies and blueprints with which you can connect your ideas to getting your ideas off the ground. A lot of people, your major challenge is overcoming inertia. So we'll be sharing strategies on how to overcome inertia and scale up, whether it is at work or in business. Ideas rule the world. Ideas rule the marketplace. This is not your regular conference. I'm so excited about it, so I'm rubbing it. I've been rubbing it in people's faces during the webinar. This is not another talk where people sit down, panel discussion, they cross leg, they discuss and discuss. And everybody just, hey, oh, no, 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 no. This is disruptive and this is different. The tickets, we just have few tickets left. If you have not purchased your ticket, I dropped a, let me see, look at this. I dropped the registration link. I'm gonna repost it right now. So just copy the link, do a screenshot. of, do a screenshot of the flyer as well. So you want to register right away so you don't miss it. The rooms you put yourself matters. And this is one conference that will change the trajectory of your life. I've said to as many people as care to listen to me, come with your business card so that you can network and meet people. We have the VIP ticket, but the VIP is almost, in fact, it was sold out yesterday. Someone pleaded that I open two new spaces for her. So I think we have about 5 spaces left. And why the VIP, let me tell you, this is not gimmick here. Why the VIP is sold out is because the VIP chairs that we got, they are limited. And once we exhaust it, so I had to ask them for, before I opened the VIP, I had to ask yesterday, I had to ask that, do we still have those kind of VIP chairs? They said yes, but it's not many. Once it's exhausted, the VIP ticket is done. But if you still want the VIP ticket and the chairs are exhausted, we'll just get you the regular chairs and just put you beside VIP chairs. With the VIP registration, you have refreshment, light refreshment. You have a VIP networking session. You have priority seating. You have a professional headshot photo shoot for your personal branding, for your LinkedIn and official use. You have discounted access to post-event masterclass if you choose to attend. Then a digital certificate of participation, 100,000 only. For everyone here, I mean, I've seen the faces of the few people that put on their camera. You don't want to be in the regular and you're struggling with teenagers. So that's that about that. So we looked at Be Seen. So this is my slide for Be Seen. This is my slide for Be Heard. So then we're looking at Be Valued, demonstrating your impact. So I said I was going to share 3 practical strategies to be a difference maker. Number 1, we looked at understand what your organization really values. Number 2, align your skills with your business goals. So you have talent, but are those talents that you have at the moment, are they relevant to the business need of your organization? So let's say you are a creative, you are detail-oriented individual, and you love perfecting your report. That is great. But if your company is focused on speed, your company is focused on growth, your company is focused on client retention, then your perfectionism might slow down your result. So what I'm trying to share with you here or teach you here is that learn to use your strengths to advance current company goals. You might want to write that down, like asterisk it. Learn to use your strengths to advance current company goals. So action step, if you have a manager, you want to ask your manager, what are the top 3 priorities for our team this quarter? And how can I contribute to them more directly? So this is very important. I remember the story of Indra Nooyi. That's the former CEO of PepsiCo. She became known for writing personal letters to the parents of a senior executive, appreciating their contribution. Why? Because she aligned herself with people-first leadership, a value that actually helped PepsiCo drive global employee engagement. She didn't just do a job, guys. She aligned her leadership style with the company's evolving value. This is very important. Number 3, track and communicate your contributions. Track and communicate your contributions. If you don't track your wins, you can't talk about your worth. If you don't track your wins, you cannot talk about your worth. So I say you have a metaphorical value vote. So in this vote is your personal tracker of your work, your wins, your problem-solving moment, praise from clients, team collaborations, and data-backed results. This is very important. My cousin wanted money from me 2 weeks ago. Then he sent me a message. And inside that message sounded like, bros, you have not helped me. You don't like giving me money. So I entered my value vote with him. I started by saying, I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it because of your statement. When so and so happened, I gave you this. When this one happened, I gave you this. Then my joker was number 3. I told him that you didn't even ask me for money during Christmas. I was the one that gave you so and so money. And I told you that use it anyhow. Now you come to meet me because you need money and you're telling me that I've never given you anything. He kept quiet for 2 days, then came back to apologize. So sometimes we need to keep scores. And in the workplace, you need it. So your value vote in the workplace, it should include your before and after result of your work. Where was that project before they handed it to you? Where is the project now after you have improved? So for example, I improved client response time by 25%. So for you to say you improved it by 25%, it means it was below that figure previously. And if you can talk about it in numbers, I mean, in terms of money, and that 25% has earned us about 10 million shillings. So your value vote should also include positive feedback from team members or your clients, project that you led or you added significant input to. Then your value vote should include revenue, savings, or impact metrics that are connected to your effort. So update your value vote weekly. Use it during appraisals. Use it during promotion conversations, or use it when you are applying for new roles. All these are important. There was a report by Deloitte. Deloitte reported that professionals who keep a weekly log of their wins, they are 40% more likely to negotiate successfully during performance review. Because if you don't document it, sometimes even you are forgotten, and one boss will come from nowhere. You have not done anything in this organization, and you're looking at it's true because you did not document. That is why I keep saying the faintest ink is better than the sharpest memory. So let me quickly share with us mind shift for influence and growth. Mind shift for influence and growth in the workplace. Because the difference between average and impactful professionals is not their talent, it is their mindset. A lot of professionals, they remain unseen, they remain undervalued because they think like employees, they don't think like assets. So three mindset shift that you need to change your game. Number 1, you need to move from employee mindset to asset mindset. Move from employee mindset to asset mindset. So employee mindset is I do what I'm told. Asset mindset is I solve problems that move the business and the company forward. So when you shift from being task-driven to being value-driven, people stop seeing you as a staff. They start seeing you as a strategic advantage. They start seeing you as a stakeholder. They start seeing you as part of the business. Your opinion will count. For example, Tim Cook, the Apple CEO, he did not just become the CEO because he followed instructions. He became known actually as the one that revolutionized, revolutionized Apple's supply chain. It caused a revolution in Apple's supply chain. It saved them billions. He saw himself as an asset to the business, not just a cog in the system. So don't wait to be assigned value, people of God. I want you to define it. I want you to deliver it. And I want you to document it. Number 2, mindset. From seeking permission to asserting presence is a mindset. Permission-seeking mindset to asserting presence mindset. A lot of people, they wait for validation. So they are asking something like, is it okay if I say something? Do you think I should apply for the role? I want you to listen to me carefully, guys. Influential people don't ask for permission to grow. Influential people don't ask for permission to, they prepare and they assert themselves with humility and with clarity. Oprah Winfrey, she did not ask for permission to become a media mogul. No, she started producing her own show. She built her own network. She shaped her own narrative. She owned her voice and created her space because she stopped waiting. So next time you hesitate, ask yourself, what would a confident, competent person do here? And when you find that answer, do it. Another little thing I want to touch is we need to learn how to navigate politics without compromising our integrity at work. Because take it or leave it, workplace politics exist. Workplace politics exist. You don't need to be manipulative. You need to be aware and you need to be strategic. So know who the decision makers are. That's number one. Build genuine relationship across all levels. And number three, be visible in rooms where decisions are made. There's a statement I love by Sheryl Sandberg, the former COO of Facebook. She famously said, if you're offered a seat on a rocket ship, don't ask what seat. Just get on the ship, on the rocket ship. She mastered influence so much. But how did she do it? She understood who matters, she understood what matters, and she understood how to speak the language of leadership without compromising her value. So the assignment I'm going to give you, or action step, is that map out the 5 people in your organization whose support can accelerate your growth. Map out 5 people in your organization whose support can accelerate your growth. Build rapport with them. Add value to them. So being seen gets you in the room as I conclude. Being seen gets you in the room. Being heard gives you a seat. But being valued keeps you at the table and helps you build your legacy. This is very important.
Repeat, please.
All right. Being seen gets you in the room. Being heard gives you a seat. But being valued keeps you at the table and builds your legacy. And as I close, I want to introduce you to the VIP Club. The VIP Club I refer to in this context is visibility, influence, and presence. If you want to go unnoticed, do nothing. Nothing different. But if you want to grow at work, you need to become a VIP. You need to be visible, have influence and presence. So a lot of smart, hardworking professionals, they stay stuck in quiet excellence. Guys, these people I'm talking about, they are competent, they are loyal, they are consistent, but they are invisible. And this is where this particular formula I want to give you comes in, VIP formula. And it's a mindset, it's a strategy. It helps you to be seen, it helps you to be heard, it helps you to be remembered and rewarded. So actually being seen gives you visibility, being heard gives you influence, being remembered and rewarded is your presence. I want to explain each one, but I will explain it in our WhatsApp community. So just remind me, I will explain each of them. I will explain the visibility, let your work be known, not just done. I will explain it, then I will explain influence, speak with authority, act with strategy. Then I will explain presence, show up like you belong, because you actually belong. I will explain that in the group as well. Visibility gets you known. Influence is what gets you respected. And presence makes you unforgettable. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we gained value. Once again, I mean, since most of us here are in the corporate world, Your office can pay for 10 staffs to attend. It doesn't have whether it's VIP or not. For me, it doesn't matter. I just want to change the narrative, change culture, and shift mindset, cause a paradigm shift. The smallest unit in every organization is an individual. So if individual, it is the combination of an individual that makes an organization. But if all the individuals in an organization are malfunctioning because they've not been rewired, their mindset have not been realigned, something is wrong, especially if the organization is not doing it for them. So this conference is like a mental surgery, a clinic to enhance our performance. So you can speak with your office can pay. I don't have tables, no. Even the VIP is not a table, it's just VIP seats. So it's not a ceremony. This is not paparazzi for people to come and take pictures. No, it's something serious. So your company, you can talk to your company. They can pay for 5 people, they can pay for 10 people, they can pay for 20 people. Then I've shared the WhatsApp community link is in the chat room. Please just scroll up. It's in the chat room. So guys, I need you to sign up for this conference. Let me get the WhatsApp link. I hope you got value. If you have questions, please feel free. All right. So this is the WhatsApp link once again. So you can join the community. That community was created in 2023. So it's not a guesswork community, and it has been existing. And you know what? No spam. We don't spam people's phone. No, they don't post rubbish. You post rubbish, I remove you. We're not looking for crowd. So it's a strictly training, learning, and development platform. No adverts of anything. I sell bra, I sell pants, come and buy. No, not on that platform. If you join the platform, it's going to be one of the sanest platform you belong. No unnecessary banters. You do all that in all your other community. So no, strictly, if you want to learn, feel free. It's voluntary. No hidden charges. You can join. Now we have the VIP ticket. And if you still want, I think we have about 5 VIP tickets left for it to be sold out totally. You can just click the link, the registration link. Malaika, please help me post the, Malaika, help me post. Okay, I found it. The conference link. What can you do for me? Even maybe you're not going to be in town. You can pay for someone to attend. You can sponsor 2 people, 3 people. I'm still in the country for a while. You want me to host a training session for your organization? You can also chat with me afterwards. Let me drop my WhatsApp number. This is my WhatsApp number. Leadership, workplace. I will just share with you my training brochure for 2025 and the topics. Yeah, so you can actually pick without, once you identify, oh, this is something that we need. Yeah, please, have we gained value? If you have questions based on what we have taught, I love Marsha. As the question pops up in her mind, she asks it hot. She posts it in the group direct. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask. I am not running away from questions. Now, if you want one-on-one coaching, I do one-on-one coaching. It's not free, so you can reach out to me for one-on-one coaching as well. Then you want to follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Dr. Shugo on Instagram. That's my WhatsApp number once again. You have it in the chat room, is also on the screen. And I'm on Facebook as Dr. Shugo, LinkedIn at Dr. Shugo. You can just search Dr. Shugo on LinkedIn. I have over 70 videos on YouTube cutting across different subject matter of life. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel on YouTube to catch up with uploads. I think I'm going to upload this particular video on YouTube as well, so that you can watch the replay or people that missed it. If we have any questions now, please, we can ask questions. I hope I didn't waste your time. I hope you got value. Please let me know.